Start off. Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Join series, where we'll be interacting with a host of industry speakers. I'm John Vincent, co-founder of NicheBrains and the host for this series. Just a quick brief about NicheBrains. NicheBrains is a digital transformation platform which connects millions of SMEs with the best of brains across the globe to adopt digital transformation to help them grow their business exponentially, thus democratizing a digital transformation. In today's session, we have a very seasoned guest, Vijay Gunti. So Vijay is an innovative digital twin and metaverse expert with more than 20 years of success across the information service and digital transformation technology industry. His broad areas of expertise include, thought and services, program management, consulting, digital enterprises transformation, integration, digital strategy, digital emerging technologies, architect for industries such as manufacturing, heavy industries, as well as new energies. So welcome to today's episode, Vijay. Great to have you.
Yeah, thank you, John, for giving me this opportunity and talk of digital twins and metaverse in manufacturing. Thanks for introducing me, but let me introduce myself also a little bit, and then we can directly jump into the podcast. Okay. Hi all. Good evening to all. I am Vijay Gunti. I am having 20 plus years of experience in information technology. So take from business, technology, different areas of expertise. So I have done my bachelor's basically from Andhra University in engineering. And my first 10 years are mainly SAP. So someone can mute your phones. Thank you. So my first 10 years are into the SAP field where I played various roles from technology to functional to architect to management. So that's where my areas, the first 10 years of experience. In the next 10 years, last 10 years, I can say mainly into the continuous learning, where I focus myself more into the digital transformation space, the Internet of Things, the organs of today's emerging technologies. When I say that, the artificial intelligence, the business transformation, the technology transformation. And currently, I am working on the digital twins and metaverse for a few manufacturing clients. So that's where I was here to talk about my experiences and what are the challenges I faced, what are the benefits customer got it, and some kind of use cases. So nevertheless, I am a podcaster, one of the positive, right? Last couple of years back, I did 130 plus podcasts, like very different geographies and varies from different areas of technology, business, and innovation. And again, finally, I'm a strong believer of continuous and lifelong learning. So I think everyone does that. So the future is about your learning strategies. That's about me, John.
Wonderful, Vijay. So just moving on, Vijay. So today we hear, especially to talk about digital twin and and metaverse. So today we hear so much about this digital twin, its importance specifically in manufacturing. What actually is like a digital twin, and how is it connected to a metaverse? And how does it being used in the manufacturing?
Okay, so let me take you to the next slide. John, right? These digital twins and industrial metaverse are very new. When I say new into the market, it's not entirely new. So digital started some 20 years back, where NASA has experimented this technology. And advent of Industry 4.0 and digital twins quietly got prominent, and C has introduced these digital twins in 2016. And now digital twins are widely accepted across industries. I'm not talking about the manufacturing industry. Every industry, the future is about digital twins. So in a nutshell, digital twins is simply a virtual representation of anything and everything. So human being, it can be asset, it can be anything. We virtually represent and do so many things. For example, in the sense of manufacturing, if anyone is working on the manufacturing, they can do design, they can do simulation, they can do maintenance, they can do operations. So anything we can do and virtual. Is that right? We can't do many things on the physical asset. So, and we can do virtually and can do many things. So if you can see from this slide, right, there is a humongous potential. See, the forecast for the digital twins is approximate, right, $110 billion in 2028. So you can imagine that how much potential is there. So digital twins go hand in hand with industrial metaverse. So when I say metaverse, metaverse again, it's also not a new concept. It was quietly there with the form of 3D modeling and 3D models. But right now, because of this new advent of new technologies, internet and everything, so the AR, VR, 3D with AR, VR functionality is nothing but your metaverse. We are having an immersive experience of this. So the future for digital twins and metaverse in manufacturing is the go-for market. Right now, every enterprises, the SMB industries are looking, how do I implement it? How do I adopt this digital twins? So in a nutshell, when I say metaverse, right, again, there are different flavors of metaverse. Like if you're working on the industry, we talk about industrial metaverse. If you're working on a commercial angle, we can say there's commercial metaverse. If it is a retail, we can say retail metaverse. So it's up to one's understanding, right? How do you want to term this metaverse? So in together, yes, there are a lot of flavors, John, into this digital twins and metaverse in manufacturing, especially as I said, your design. Design is very one aspect. How this entire digital twin can have a virtual thing, like process optimization, one of the pain areas of the customer where people are talking, like, how do I optimize my processes, the quality management, supply chain management. And I will be a little bit like less because of the time constraint. I'm not going in detail of each and every part. Otherwise, it's a big topic. Each and every one is a very big topic, right? Again, option to take all this. And the final is a predictive maintenance. So this is a quick nutshell I want to bring in place that the future is about the digital twin and industrial metaverse.
Right. So, so obviously, you've given us, high level of, the digital twin and the metaverse. So, is there some benefits and challenges that you could probably put across, in probably managing a digital? What could be some of them?
Yes, every industry, every technology has the challenges and benefits, right? So benefits we have to overcome and see the potentiality of it. See, one of the things, mainly in the manufacturing sector, when we see that, right, the capacity increase, these production lines, when we say that they have, like I'm talking about the lags, right? For example, in the production lines, there is some lags. With these digital twins, they can have the gaps identified and having increased output. So one of the main advantages of that, right? Identifying the gaps and having increased output. And the biggest problem today we can see is machine downtime. The machine downtime, because of this digital twins, we can identify that machine downtime and make it available to the customer so that they can identify and make a return on investment by machining to all this effective. The third point is reduce maintenance cost. The name says the same thing, right? There are a lot of maintenance cost, and how like the digital twins can help to have the real-time maintenance, and then finally solve the particular maintenance things. And one more thing, John, here is out of all this, the inventory. As of post-COVID, there is a lot of inventory issues are coming. So every industry was asking about saying that how I can reduce my inventory, how can I optimize my inventory management. So this digital twins has a very good benefit, right? Where we can see representation of the entire process, right? And put this in place and put an integration connected with the metaverse. That is one of the best benefit I can say out of all this. What I can see is the number one benefit which SMEs or like the enterprise should look into it, right? And then overall effective like equipment effectiveness is there. And finally, this metaverse right now is into the training. I think everyone immersive training is coming into picture. People wants to see that look and feel of it, the touch and feel of it. This entire metaverse is going into a next level where they can utilize the backend digital twin concept and give impact to the training aspects. So yeah, this is a few benefits. There are many benefits, but yeah, for now I'm kind of like
Yeah, okay. Especially I've seen the training uses though, it's already being pretty much used even in the educational side. So I'm
Yes.
sure the training part is pretty straightforward. But I think the quite a lot of people don't really use the benefits of the inventory reduction. So that's probably one of the key aspects, as you said. Now that can be really utilized by manufacturing industries, because that's obviously it's one of the core challenges which most of the manufacturing industries today face. Yeah, I think that really makes sense in this one.
Yeah. To add to it, right, whenever I'm talking to any client, right, the top problem, John, they're telling me is this happened recently with the post-COVID scenario. Every investor asking about, right, how can I manage my inventory? So do you have a solution, or do you have some angle where I can improve that? You're rightly said, you're spot on. So now challenges, right? Again, challenges are everywhere. I don't want to get deeper into that. Self-explanatory. One is the data, privacy, right? Any technology which comes into play, you also know that there are no standards. For example, frameworks are missing. There are a lot of regulations. You have to streamline it, and you have to get into the maturity phase of it. So that will take time. As I said, the digital twin is still a novice technology over a period of time, and every industry and every company are jumping, governments and are also working onto some frameworks and to some standards, so that there is a common standard platform where we can use this kind of a technology across industries. Okay. So again, when I say that sensors, if you see 10 years back, I know everyone knows here, right? There's an IoT where sensor used by the Internet of Things. But now when you compare a few years back now, the sensor costs are reducing, and still implementation is costly, but I think over a period of time, when it's so dead cheap, and because we need billions and billions of sensors to connect and then connect and sense the data. Okay. So again, as you said, right, technology is vast here. This digital twin and metaverse uses so many behind technologies, like for Internet of Things, the connected asset, and on top of it, you use the AI/ML to analyze the data, and finally, the digital twin will give a virtual representation, and metaverse will give an immersive experience. Okay, so out of this, last but not least, I know one of the biggest challenges today and future is about the communication. Right? How this entire 4G, 3G to 4G to 5G. Now, I think definitely with the 5G environment coming into play, there will be lot of adoption, right? For example, it can be IoTs, it can be digital twins, it can be metaverse, because everything is connected data, data-driven enterprises, data-driven solutions. For all this 5G is important.
Fantastic. So, yeah, you can let us know also some various specific applications or industrial use cases in a digital twin and metaverse environment. Any particular case study also, if you can share, that will be of great help for the audience here.
Very fantastic question, John. Right? I think any podcast or any session without any use case is nothing. So yeah, as I said, you also, right, there are n number of use cases digital twin is used. Right? See, I've given a few, but I think, right, nevertheless, every industry today are planning to adopt digital twin. And metaverse is new, but only limited industries are trying to adopt the metaverse environment, because they don't know how this metaverse can be integrated or can be used for a specific industry, right? So if you see the digital industries in between, I have given you a diagram. This is a very beautiful diagram where we can see it, where my physical and virtual connected to a cloud. Cloud plays the role where the entire articulation, right, the orchestration of the data will happen. For example, it can be data connection, data integration, data analysis, data processing. Whatever you want to do, you can do on the cloud and send it to my virtual representation, like whether it can be visualization or it can be like, for example, metaverse environment, whatever you want to be as a front ending to it. Okay. So let me take you one specific example recently done with one of the pharmaceutical company, especially the supply chain management. See, why you, as I was talking about, supply chain management now is facing so much of issues, right? So how digital twin and metaverse was incorporated, was taken out, and what are the benefits they got out of it? Okay. So
Yep.
I think it's a common problem. Everyone knows it, John, right? Here, that 50% of action today, right, at a global scale, were wasted. That's the perennial problem. So, and much of the waste that is happening is through an unbroken cold chain, because of the cold chain things. Means I'm talking more on the temperature perspective. That is happening. The waste is happening. So we brainstorm and see that, oh, I know the traditional route is already there, right? But we want to see how digital twin can. The digital twin and metaverse can be used as a technology piece and solve this problem. Right? If you see on the right hand side, I'll give you a little bit, a couple of minutes introduction of that. Right? See the asset, IoT and edge. If you understand the back end is IoT, where the temperature sensor is connected to the asset and data, right? And that is ingested into the digital twin to create a virtual representation, and there do all the threshold analysis for the alert notification, and you can incorporate, send it back to a metaverse environment, which is an AR, VR, 3D model, where the operator can see on an immersive experience, or you can send this data back to the, that's what I'm saying, is an enriched data, do a further analysis. For example, right, what is happening at the end route of that particular vaccine, right? What is happening at a particular point, what happened, right? Why it is spoiled. So a further analysis. One is a real-time alert notification. We can give it on a real-time in a live data perspective. And then this is like historical data where he can do a little bit analysis. Okay. So with this perspective, right, the solution is what they get out of it. Finally, they got a supply chain visibility and control end to end. They got a, at the end of the day, they got a value driven. And what else they got with this? They are resilient now, and they are now innovative. They're using innovative technology, and they have mitigated the losses. Okay. And the beauty of this is this is the right now, right? Because it is coming, and then we are orchestrating as a digital twin, and even at the maximum value. And finally, yes, if anyone wants to know about the technologies perspective, yes, this is this entire application was with Internet of Things technology. We have used AML, Web3. I don't know if anyone knows the semantic web. This is an ontologist, which is one of the in the Web3 world right now. Digital twin works on the digital twin description language, which is based on ontologies, and finally the metaverse component, which is an AR/VR model. Okay.
Right.
And finally, the benefit. Yes, what the customer got of it. Right? Now they have a connected where they can monitor, for example, right, the changing conditions on the ground level, and finally optimize the operations across the ecosystem. And also, John, finally with this, right, on an average, right, what from this perspective is there is a 10 to 30% of savings for this entire. Because it depends. And I say example of 10 to 30%, the bigger enterprises has a 10% of savings, whatever it is, versus a 30% of the smaller and medium scale enterprises.
Right. And just one additional question I'd like to ask on this. So normally, what is the time frame for this kind of an implementation, Vijay?
Time frame, what we did is it's a 3 to 6 months time frame, John, to start with, right? Typical environment, like, because I'm talking about an SME perspective. Enterprises will take a 1 year time frame, but a typical SME or SMB, it's a 3 to 6 months time frame. Anyone who is interested today to start with, right, to do the due diligence and then analysis and everything, 3 to 6 months time frame. You can start.
And roughly, when can we ideally expect some benefits out of such an implementation?
See what we saw from this customer, the benefits after the implementation to understand, put it on the ground to get the data, right? It took another 3 months to get the ROI for them. So it typically you can say 9 months to get the ROI for this particular entire implementation of digital twin and metaverse.
So I think this can be, obviously you've taken the case of, pharmaceutical manufacturing. So I'm sure that, even for standard equipments or probably automobile manufacturing, the concept wise, it's pretty much the same when you're saying the supply chain visibility.
Yeah, if you can see this slide, this one tells everything, John. Let's see. The concept is same. So you can talk, for example, manufacturing vertical and construction, right? The BIM technology is using heavily for this, right? The BIM construction is using heavily. Now you can see smart cities are using heavily of the digital metaverse.
Right.
Any industry can use this. Along with manufacturing.
Wonderful. Okay. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good case study that you have given us here, Vijay. So it was good to hear the advantages, how it can help with respect to the supply chain visibility and control. I'm sure there's quite a lot of benefits going forward. We are going to obviously understand. Yeah. So finally, do you have any takeaways for the audience? For the SMEs, probably they can go back, think, and probably start off on any initiative. So how could they basically start off on an initiative? If you have some takeaways that you could share with us, Vijay.
Yeah, there are many takeaways, John. It is a few new learning to us, right? It's because digital twin is new, metaverse is new, so we have to invest a lot of time to understand the business, and technology is not so mature. Also, right? Technology is also learning to us. So, perspective, I put some points, bullet points, John. Let me share it with the people here.
All right.
Yeah. So when you see, right, the future is all about the digital adoption, and every engineering and manufacturing company should look at it, right? It's not an option. If you see down the line, right, if you see any Gartner report or any report, you can see at least 50 to 60% of the enterprise and SMEs will look into digital twin in the next 1 year.
Yeah.
So, and further, right, everyone should understand how the digital twin can be adopted and how can be accelerated. Also, what is the business case and revenue model? At the end of the day, if you don't put that into business case and revenue model, you don't see a value out of it. And today, everyone talks about it. It's a technology driven, right? Business and technology driven. It's not only business, it's not only technology. Both should be, and then when you put something as a roadmap or a business blueprint, you have to think about that. Along with also technology, business, and financial. And one of the experiences what we got when in our journey, most of the customers are looking at, right, show before invest. Before invest. That is one of the things we have seen a drastically shift from previously, right? People are asking, can you show me as a demo, or do you have a pilot to show, like, or some kind of a POC? So these are all the things they are expecting. So I think if I ask you, find away saying that do a think big but pilot small, right? Or like take one small use case, try to do it, and then you scale it up. Yeah. And people, one more thing I saw, John, in my journey is that people are asking for a trialability. Say, do you have a trial version where I can plug and play, whether it fits into? So these are the few takeaways I saw from my past experience from the past client, which I got it. I think definitely it adds value to the listeners here.
Yep. I think, you actually nailed the point there. For industries, basically, they have to really, with this current fast changing digital world, right? You have to start to think big, small, but adapt fast. The speed is very key, and obviously, you need to keep trying. You need to start it as small trials. So I think these are some important key takeaways for SMEs. Wonderful. So with that, thanks, Vijay. Since we have some questions here, so I'll just read it out. Subramania Lanka has asked, how much maintenance, is cost of machines can get reduced with this twins. That's what he's talking about, right? What you say, cost of maintenance, how can it, reduce? That's what he's asking. And how is the inventory also reduced by, this digital twin? So these are a couple of questions that Subramania Kaundania has asked.
Okay, so there are two questions, right, John? You are saying that how the maintenance.
Yeah. You're basically asking, obviously you're saying, maintenance reduces, but he's asking a little bit broader question in terms of how it can reduce the maintenance, how they can basically reduce the inventory.
See, I can say more on the technology perspective, which we have implemented there, John. What we have seen in the maintenance perspective, right? Mainly on the digital twins and through the Metaverse component, if there is any maintenance issue, we automatically, right? It automatically recorded it, and we have connected it to a service manager. One is to an operator where this Metaverse has given the access to that. So when there is a maintenance issue, because there is a delay, right? There is a time gap in a typical general process, in the mechanical process. So with this auto process, this particular Metaverse component automatically knows that, right, there's a problem. The operator, right, who is operating this has a problem, and I can instantly knows it. Previously, it used to be kind of a, I'm talking more on the IoT technology, is more of a, like an alert mechanism. But through this Metaverse component, you can see visually, right, where exactly, which machine is getting a problem to me, which machine is under maintenance. So immediately, immediately contacts the service component. I'm talking about the vendor to do a service. The technician, which can be done internally, they can do it, or they have to. So with this kind of an example, right, they can definitely see a maintenance coming down from what they're currently looking at it, John.
Okay, so when you mean maintenance, is basically you're talking about the downtime costs.
Yes, you're talking about the maintenance. That's what the use case we did, machine downtime. In this particular person, we are talking about mainly the machine downtime. Yes.
So on the similar lines, there's a question also on the inventory as well. How can the inventory be reduced? So what kind of visibility, or how does this give an impact for the inventory? That's what one more question is there from Subramania.
John, the concept is same, right? See, when you talk about when you come to the technology perspective, is that right? In the inventory management, the entire process, and the digital twin is a virtual representation of the management. You talk about the individual twin and the inventory management, and the beauty of the twin is that, right, you can go to the specifics of the inventory. For example, in the inventory, you have a warehouse, and warehouse you have pallets. Inside that, what is the sensor? So you can drill down to the lowest of the lowest level, and you can do a metaverse on top of it. Right? Okay, I want to monitor my sensor. Yes, I can do it. If I want to monitor my, so in that perspective, the lowest of the lowest also in this perspective is getting real-time data. So the inventory, so they up now and then on a real time. So immediately there's action on that. Oh, okay, my inventory is up, down. So with that kind of a use case now, you can easily look at the inventory perspective, John.
All right. Okay. There's a question from Lakshmi. So what are the prerequisites for SMEs with the Metaverse initiative? What could be some of the prerequisites that they have to look at?
To me, as of now, like I'm talking about in general, I'm talking to John, right? One of the main prerequisites as of now, I can say that connected system should be there.
Okay.
The connected system. That's the only prerequisite to me. Because if you want a real-time data, if the customer is looking at an automation, the digital transformation, one is the prerequisite is there. IT and non, it means IoT and non-IoT. Then there is no requisite to digital twin. For I'm using an ERP database. I want to create it. Or I'm using some other kind, I'm talking to the industry, right? For a non-IoT, there is no prerequisite. If it is an IoT, example you are talking about, if you want to get a real time, yes, they have to be connected.
All right. And any inputs on one more question from Lakshmi is, any inputs on the minimum size for an SME? Metaverse initiatives, makes viable. Probably, I'm sure I'm not sure from what Lakshmi is asking, I believe. Is it like 50 lakh company, think about Metaverse, or what is there some specific, in terms of the volume, or is it in terms of their revenue? Who can go for a metaverse?
See, any company can go to the metaverse. They have inquiries, but to be means inquiries, we are getting a lot on the metaverse, John. But typically, what I saw from the market, right? Any company with a 10 crore and above kind of a thing, right? They're really taking this adoption at this point of time.
Well, okay. So that's
but again, any industry, every industry, metaverse is there because, and again, we also metaverse is still again a nascent and it's evolving. So definitely, as you rightly said, right? Tomorrow you never know, right? Within 1 year, right? I can see companies with a 1 crore also, right? Try to adopt the digital twins and metaverse.
Right. That anybody has? I'm sure you can unmute yourself and also ask that question if anybody has any question. Okay. So I think, anybody has a question? All right. Okay. So wonderful then. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks. I think this for the audience, obviously, to take away. So if anybody would like to, have, so I'm sure if there are some more questions or you would like to reach out to Vijay, please do reach out to support@nichebrains.ai. You can visit our website and, obviously connect with us also the support ID, or you can reach out to me as well through john.vincent@nichebrains.ai. So thank you so much, Vijay, once again for being with us today on this episode.
Yeah, thanks, John. Thanks to Niche Brains and giving me this opportunity.
All right, then. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining. It's wonderful to have you all. Hope to see you all in the next episode of the Join John soon. Bye for now, and this is John signing off. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you all.